We're going to talk now about a very disturbing situation, and it's probably not a surprise to most people that during this whole cost of living crisis, the thing that worries so many of us, and I don't care who you are or how much you're earning, your income will have been squeezed, your outgoings will be up and up, and the whole rise in inflation and all that sort of thing affecting so many people. Professor Green, the musician and mental health advocate, is really, really worried about this, and we're going to speak to him now. We're delighted to speak to him now. Prof, good morning to you.
You both.
Why, my friend, how did this come to your attention? Who is it affecting? And what are your concerns about people and worrying about not having money?
I think the current state of things is horrendous for so many people. In many instances at the moment, it's people who have never encountered poverty before. I grew up in a low-income household. You know, we didn't really... At the time, especially me as a kid, I wouldn't have put things down to the cost of anything crisis. It was just that we were poor, and many of the people that we were, living amongst were in the same situation. But problems at the moment, it's the compounding effects of everything, isn't it? You have energy prices coming down at the same time as the government begins to stops actually subsidising energy bills. So people just can't catch a break, and poverty is stressful. The shame that comes with it, there's isolation, it is really tough.
And, you're not poor anymore, obviously, but just talk a little bit about your battles with mental health and how you worry about those people who are still trapped and increasingly trapped in the kind of cycle of feeling like they cannot live within their means. And not
seeing light at the end of the tunnel as well, not seeing a way out of it.
Yeah, that's a difficulty, and that's why primarily I'm here to, to highlight the support available to the public by way of the British Gas Post Office pop-ups and the British Gas Energy Trust, because there's a lot of support out there that people sometimes are not even able to take the head out of the sand long enough to seek out or are aware that's available. It's, mental health is impacted in so many negative ways by poverty, but not least of all, I think that the shame that comes with the stress of feeling like you can't provide, like you can't afford, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't make ends meet.
Well, I know you mentioned the British Gas Energy Trust there as well, and they have pop-ups which they set up throughout the country. Is this about managing your bills as well? Because I'm just thinking the sacrifices a lot of people would have to have made. Obviously, they cut back on certain things, but then to actually sell sort of possessions that they have, be that a painting or be that their car or something else. Who's there to help people, Prof?
Well, you have money and energy advisors from local British Gas Energy Trust charities. The great thing about this, right, is, a trust is a problem as well. People don't always want to, with the shame that comes with poverty, people don't always want to talk to people about their problems. But by way of supporting charities that already exist in these communities, that understand the specific needs of these communities, they're able to help people in the way that they most need the help. And, you talked about cutting back, but it's like, how far can you cut back? And when choices become, do we shower or do we eat? Do we turn the gas or the electricity on? Like, what do we do? These are becoming real problems. It's like there's only so far you can cut back before quality of life doesn't even exist. And this is support that's actually working. In the last 12 months, there's been 15 million in grants, another 15 million in improvement of income by way of things such as looking at benefit eligibility, another 6 million in debt write-off. There is support out there that people can get.
Yeah, and we applaud you for, doing what you can and using your platform to do that. And I know that you are often outspoken about lots of things. You've come on this programme as well in the past and talked about politics as well. I just want to ask you, as a high-profile performer, as a star, your reaction to this breaking news this morning. We've heard in the last few minutes that YouTube has decided that Russell Brand, with his hugely successful YouTube channel, 6.5 million people tuning into it, shouldn't be able to monetize that any further whilst investigations are ongoing. And there's been lots of discussion about, whether or not people in the media knew about what was going on. Do you have any views on that?
It's not something I'm across. Sorry, yeah, I've got nothing on that. I'm sorry, it's not something I'm across.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you've your hands full on other fronts as well, Professor.
I do, not least of all the 2.5-year-old.
Well, good job getting on air to us at 8:20 with.
I was going to say, it definitely makes these early mornings a bit more difficult. Though he is a good sleeper, I am lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
Keep on highlighting the hidden impact of the cost of living crisis, and we'll get people to share our stories with us today. Professor Green, we'll leave it there.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. See you.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
He's always so articulate
So
and
eloquent,
caring,
yeah.
and he's experienced it, and he's been there, done it, got the T-shirt.
Well, like he said, he was raised by his nan.
Yeah.
After all of the tragedy surrounding his father, and he's using his celebrity and his success to try and help people, which is to be applauded.
Look, we just want to say to you, it's easy to talk about these things, but what's the real impact with you? How bad is it? And have you had to sell things? And sometimes you're lucky if you can sell things, and it can, will alleviate the problems that you're experiencing. But if you're paying rent and it's gone up, if you're paying a mortgage and it's gone up,
electricity bills.
What then goes back? What then can you not pay for? What then can you not do? GB Views at gbnews.com.